getting started in the game. I saw Kit Spark ask me a question, but I can't answer you yet because the game's starting. Here we go, Lizzy, aka Motive, for KT Rolster. He's 2-1 this season. He has won both of his StarCraft 2 matches, including an ace match against CJ's Effort. And his one loss was, of course, in Broodor, where he just did a complete fail. Like, one of the worst games I think we've ever seen in Pro League, where he like did some kind of weird 10-13 gate into fail, into DT rush, into more fail. It was just kind of sad. Against not even the greatest Terran player either. But that's alright, because he seems to be focused on his StarCraft 2, and since next season of Pro League is going to be purely StarCraft 2, that is a very reasonable thing to do. So yeah, good stuff. And there is Jaedong. Kasparov just making sure everything's okay. So of course you gotta make sure everything's okay for the Dong. Anyway, Jaedong, as you can see, not exactly the best record this season. Of course, he's won. He's like actually in the opposite situation as Lizzy. He's also played one Broodor match and 2 StarCraft 2 matches. But he won his Broodor match and he lost his StarCraft 2 matches. So let's see if he can break that streak in this ace match. It's going to be a ZVP, of course, and I mean, you know, Jaedong was soundly defeated by Sun in a ZVP on opening day. Let's see if he has learned from that mistake. Alright, here we go. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up. Lizzy versus the Dong. He's making funny faces. Is he like trying to be like Flash or something? He's making weird faces there. Anyway, here we go. The crowd zoom. Pro League fighting. Pro League. Oh, lag. Oh shit, what is going on here? Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. And it looks like we're going to be on Antigua Shipyard. Spawning at the top as the red Protoss, we do have Lizzy, aka Motive, playing for KT Rolster. And at the 6 o'clock position as the blue Zerg, we have none other than the Tyrant, the Legends Killer himself, Jaedong, playing for Team 8. So, ZVP on Antigua. And oh wait, what is this? Oh no, okay. Well, I didn't notice they were on 9. They were on 9 supply already. I was like, what? That's an early probe. No, it's actually a normal probe. Looks like it's gonna do the standard forge fast expand. I would imagine. Just gonna wall in there. Interesting that he put his pylon on the edge there. I think you usually kind of put it centered so that it like powers the whole top of the ramp, so you can like build forge and gateway and stuff in your wall. Putting it on the edge means that, I mean, it's going to be part of the wall, but the power, like the parts of the map that are powered is going to be very interesting. Hey, white folks, woo! Interestingly, that does mean I think that the pylon will actually like provide some power on the high ground, so you might be able to like, I don't know, hide some random building on the high ground there using that pylon's power. I'm not really sure. Actually, no, maybe not. Pylon range is actually severely reduced. Man, back in the day, pylon power range was much bigger, and then they like reduced it. I think in patch, what was it, 1.3? They reduced pylon power range. God, I hated that patch. My pylons used to power everything. It would literally just, you build one pylon, you can just build any building anywhere on the map. It was so glorious, and they're just like, nope, can't do that. Freaking Blizzard. Just, anyway. So, messes up on the hatchery block, but it's alright because he went for Nexus first, and they're going for pool first, so yeah. I'm pretty sure that was just 14 pool, 15 Nexus. I wasn't paying attention to the details, but it is something like that. And getting his forge just now. And since we're cross map, he should be just fine. So it looks like he's going to build a second pylon here on the other side. Of course, as we saw, the pylon power doesn't reach all the way down to the other side of the ramp anyway, so he needs that one to be able to make a full wall, if he should so desire one. And there is the forge finishing. He's going to go for cannon first. Yep. Probably going to build a gateway and just leave a gap there. So, good stuff, good stuff. Alright, so that cannon should be finished just in time. It's going to build a gateway there to help wall it off. You can even build a second gateway in an emergency to make it a full wall, but it shouldn't be necessary. Meanwhile, looks like Jaedong going for his third base here. He's sending one Zergling to check around for any probe back there that might try and do some cannon shenanigans. Very, very nice, very, very safe. He's actually, oh, he didn't actually check the top part of that base though. Usually you do want to check the top part because sometimes probes will hide at the top there and like build a hidden pylon. So later on when they do any kind of warp gate aggression, they can just warp in directly. So I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go all the way around the base, but I mean he does see the scouting probe now anyway, so it's fine. Anyway. So, just getting a shot of the coaches there, just a random shot of the coaches. Anyway, let's see what Lizzy decides to do. I mean, is he gonna go for that similar kind of two base immortal plus gateway unit timing that Sun did that proved to be so effective against Jaedong? Or is he going to try something else? Now the map is I mean the map architecture is quite different. Of course, Sun did that to Jaedong on Ohana, which I think is a little bit better. It's a two-player map and not such a big area in the middle that the Zerg can use to kind of run around and flank and do counterattacks and whatnot. Wait, what is that? Control M. Control M. Alright, looks like the observer decided to hit Control M. Does that just like turn your music on and off? I assume that's what it does. I don't actually know. Because I'm a chobo, I don't know my hotkeys. Anyway, so it's like getting some creep switch going, transferring some dronies over to the hatchery. One thing I'm actually interested to look at is how Brood War players, like how many workers they transfer to each expansion. Because like when I watch StarCraft 2 players, a lot of the time, rather than transfer a bunch of their workers from one base to an expansion, they instead just rally all of their nexuses or command centers or hatcheries to the new expansion. So any newly produced workers go straight to the new expansion, but they don't actually transfer very many of the original ones, which is very, very different from Brood War. In Brood War, you always rally your workers to the closest minerals, and then and so when you get an expansion, you just do a big transfer. You like transfer like a little bit less than half your workers, like if it's your natural, and then you do that. But in SC2, it seems players favor more just rallying new ones to the expansion. I'm not 100% sure why that is, whether it's actually more optimal or not, but yeah. And the saturation, I believe, is quite similar. So in SE2, the saturation is 2 for close patches and 3 for far patches. In Brood War, it's about 2.5 just overall. You want about 2.5 workers per patch, so it's basically the same. Yeah. Anyway. So, it's like Evolution Chamber, which one here? Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like it might be because in SE2 the workers mine, like the worker AI is a little bit more, well there's two things. First of all, there's auto mine, so like if you do rally to a new base, they'll go there automatically rather than in Brood War where you'd have to like, first of all, you have to rally all your command centers and whatnot separately, and it might just be a little bit more annoying. But also, I think, because the worker AI is a little bit better, the workers mine a little bit more efficiently, so in Brood War, like, it's, you mine a lot more quickly if you're not fully saturated, if that makes any sense. Like, having 2 bases at half saturation is like insanely, it's like, 3-4 times better than 1 base at full saturation. It's like several times better. Whereas I think in StarCraft 2 it's a lot closer, so if you have 2 bases at half saturation, it's like the same as 1 base at full saturation, so there's no point losing that extra mining time. I'm gonna guess it's something like that. Ah, Windows Update! Ah! That's alright, that's alright. Because Windows Update killed Pro League as well, so I don't feel bad about that one. Anyways, I could be completely wrong about that, by the way. I just completely pulled that out of my ass like 2 seconds ago while thinking about it. I think it's, I don't know, it makes sense to me. If somebody actually knows the real reason, that'd be awesome. Anyway, looks like we just have a relatively quick third base here for Lizzy. He's going for getting some Immortals. Got, doing a standard Stalker Sentry shenanigans. Got a decent number of sentries, so he's gonna have a nice amount of force fields. And he is actually gonna wall off his third base as well with gateways. So even if, or even when Jaedong breaks down his back rocks, then He'll still be fine. And, oh, looks like he's going to catch a few roaches here. Nice move by Lizzy, scooping in a few free roaches. Jaedong decides to drop 2 changelings like, I don't know, it's like an FU. Alright. Anyway, looks like the roaches go back here, but a really nice unit composition for Lizzy, and you know, with that wall in there, I think he'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, Jaedong pokes in there, he's like, oh, alright, guess I'm not gonna do that. But looks like Jaedong gonna do this, you know, the very common tactic of splitting up his forces here. You know, roaches moving in from both sides, kind of abusing the mobility of his forces relative to the Paralysis forces. You know, those sentries and immortals not very quick. The stalkers are pretty mobile, but you know, the real meaty units, the immortals and sentries, not so much. Meanwhile, some decent creep shred by Jaedong though, almost reaching the middle of the map, rallying in more roaches, doing this very popular, you know, mass roach mid-game style in PvP, and trying to do some multitasking. But Lizzy's doing a good job. I like how he's actually splitting up his forces. You know, sometimes it can be risky to split up your forces like this, but if you're being very defensive and if you're, you know, using the terrain to your advantage, you know, Jaedong can't really get a good surround off or a flank or anything like that, so it's actually not as big a deal. And now it looks like Jaedong moving in here, but half his roaches getting force fielded out. He's moving in, but a lot of the roaches do actually close with the Protoss forces. Does he actually have enough here? This could be a crucial moment in the game. He's moving in so many roaches, but nice force fields from Lizzy though. Once again splitting the roaches, but so many roaches moving in here. Lizzy could be in a lot of trouble. Is he? No, Lizzy's got more units at the top of the ramp, but so many roaches flooding in here. Jaedong just overwhelming the Protoss, but now he's screaming in speedlings as well. Lizzy's in a lot of trouble, I think. He's down to 92 supply against the 146 supply of Jaedong. Jaedong could win his first ever StarCraft or televised StarCraft 2 match here against Lizzy in an ace match. Lizzy having to pull probes to help defend. He's going to lose all those probes at the third base, and his natural is still under attack. He's got no sentries left, no more force fields to use to support his units, and oh my god, the third base is going to get demolished here. Jaedong just flooding in units. He's actually floating a little bit of money. Looks like one emergency force field at the wall, but Jaedong with a massive supply lead right now, and just basically hitting that nice little sweet spot there before the third base really kicked in, before Lizzy had enough units to self-defend, doing some nice, you know, multitasking at the natural and at the third base, and managing to force his way through here. Lizzy in some serious trouble now. In fact, I'm not even sure what he can do to come back. I mean, he's at 86 supply against Jaedong's almost 150. There are probably some Jaedong fangirls praying for him there. Looks like he's going up to faster. He's getting his fourth base at that center expo. He can kind of do whatever at this point, but you know what? He got into a good position against who was it? Crazy Hydra earlier today, and he still managed to lose that game, although I don't think it was quite as good a position as he's in right now. If he loses this game now, I think he's going to be just devastated. And we don't want to see Jaedong devastated, so hopefully he wins. In the meantime, Hive is on the way, and Observer just coming in here, checking things out. I'm gonna see, oh, there's a Hive on the way. And there are the coaches looking on, praying for Lizzy, pray! So, oh, looks like a bit of some early drones here. Maybe those were new drones that were rallied. Getting back to our earlier discussion. In the meantime, Blink on the way. Looks like an Overseer going to come in here and get a scout off, see what's up. There's nothing too interesting here. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along, move along. By the way, quick question. If you contaminate a Nexus, can the Nexus still use Chrono Boost? Like, I know if you use Chrono Boost on that Nexus, it doesn't do anything because it's not producing, but can the Nexus still use its own abilities on, like, aka Chrono Boost on other buildings? Huh. Anyway, Jaedong, still poking around here, doing some good creep thread. And looks like, okay, some people said no. Alright, cool. Anyway, oh, moving in here, a lot of roachlings, there's a few infestors to support as well. It's a decent composition for the Protoss, so he's got to be a little bit careful. And here we go. Wait, where are the fungals? Oh, there's a fungal. I was like, why is he not fungaling? Like, all the Protoss units are clumped. Oh, nice fungals going down. Another nice fungal there. Gonna lose one infestor here, but doing a decent amount of damage on the Protoss army. But doesn't really take advantage of it though with an attack, and I think most of the damage there was on the shields, so unless he actually goes for it, it's not going to make a difference, it's just going to heal up, and there we go! Here's the engagement, where are the force fields? Oh man, really late force fields from Lizzy, but it looks like the force fields are good though. Actually, very nice force field, just making a complete wall there, so even though I thought they were a little bit late, it looks like it's fine. He is going to be okay for the moment, but he's moving out here. I'm not sure if this is the best idea. He doesn't have that many units, and he's used a lot of his sentry energy already, so I don't think he's going to have many force fields remaining. I mean, he's only got 3 sentries in the first place, so I really don't want him to move out yet right now. I mean, he's going to poke a little bit, apply some pressure, but I think it's really, really dangerous for him to move out. Dude, Lizzy, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You got 4 mortals, you think you're cool, but don't do that. Oh man, the Soccer's blinking forward, and as I said, look, only 2 force field there, and he's gonna get completely demolished here. Oh my god, Lizzy. Lizzy, what are you doing? That was not a good idea. Oh man, I wonder if he just felt like he had to just go all in or something because he lost his 3rd base, but like he just went from dead to completely dead. Oh man. Lizzy, 1 foot in the grave. Both feet in the grave now, actually. He was 1 foot in the grave before, and then he suicided his whole army. So Jaedong looks like he's going to take it, just streaming out more units here. He's actually almost maxed right now. He's at 188 supply. He's spending his money like a boss, even though he's got 4 bases. And Lizzy's basically mined out at his. He's basically mined out at his main. He's almost mined out at his natural. He's got almost no units left. And nice bungle there. GG from Lizzy. Jaedong takes the ace match, and Team 8 takes out KT Rolster. Man, this is not a good week for KT. Losing to Air Force Ace and then losing to Team 8, who are, you know, well, at least last season were like the bottom 2 teams in the league. Look at Jaedong, triumphant face. Yeah, that's the tyrant I know. Boom. Jaedong. It's alright, Lizzy, getting a pat on the cheek. It's cool, dude. It's alright. Lizzy, don't worry about it. You already won 1 ace match. Got defeated by Jaedong, but so have many others. Wow, so very interesting result here. Team 8 fighting. Woo! And wow, we hit a lot of viewers here. 3,800. Boom. I hope you guys enjoyed today's games. And that is all for today. I've done both series of the day. I will be uploading the VODs to my YouTube channel. They should all be up within 24 hours. youtube.com/SayleBW. And yeah, I think that is all. As I said before, I'm going to continue to cast these live, so next match is going to be tomorrow, Monday. I actually don't know who's playing, but yeah, it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be live, and I'm going to be casting on Tuesday as well, so please do tune into those. And leave any comments, criticisms, questions in my stream thread, or in my Pro League commentary thread in the Brood or General section. So yeah, gonna play some ads and then go to sleep.
오늘 이영호, 이재동 선수가 보여준 가능성이라면 정말 많은 분들이 프로리그를 지켜볼 수밖에 없는 그런 이유들이 오늘 많이 생겼다는 생각이 들면서 서영 씨도 역시 이재동 선수의 그 저글링과 바퀴의 그런 무빙, 파괴력 이런 모습 보면서 전율이 일어났었는데 아주 멋졌습니다.
정말 이렇게 멋들어진 경기 선수들이 얼마나 빗땀을 흘려서 만드는지 아마 여러분들은 더 잘하실 거거든요. 계속해서 프로리그 속에서 세계 실수